What's good, y'all? I wanted to come on and talk about some reasons why I quit my music teacher job. The reason why I quit being a teacher. There's a lot of things going on right now. There is a teacher crisis, and there is a teacher crisis for so many things that you can't even imagine. So I'm gonna get right to it. I've been working in the school system for years, just about 20 years. I've been in the school system. I started in the cafeteria, and then where I am now, I used to be a music educator in the public school system, but I'm still a music educator, but not inside the public school system. So long story short, there was a lot of things going on. I worked at a middle school here in Georgia, and there were so many things going on that I didn't like personally, what I was going through. And I was going through some depression and anxiety some years, certain months. This happens to me a lot, but I've gotten better with it. But certain times it gets worse, and I'll get into that later on, maybe in the future, about what triggers it and things like that. But anywho, at this particular school, which was a middle school, I could never understand why us as connections teacher, first of all, we had to walk the children to class. And that's a whole nother story in itself. I feel if it's a middle school, the children should be able to walk. And the reason why they're not able to walk to their class is due to behavior. And behavior is not, how can I say? I'm looking back because yesterday I saw a snake over there in my yard. In the back of my yard right there. So what I was saying, like behavior, taking care of behavior has changed. And that was something that really happened to me that really had me to think like it's time to get out. I'm burnt out anyway, and it's like you get blamed or not. Some teachers have gotten blamed for not having classroom management, but I am the teacher where people will send their students, majority of the time their students, to my class. And then you have teachers that I have some days when I'm not not doing too well, and that student is constantly. There's students that just constantly are a problem, and someday, I can handle it, but it was like a couple of days I'm like, you know what, you got to get on up out of here. There are a couple of situations where the parents, they listen. There are a couple of situations where I've had parents break down and cry or say there's nothing they can do. You have a lot of single moms, and it's not only black children, all different races that I've taught at this particular school is dealing with a lot. And I'm the kind of teacher, I tell my students I love them, but what I'm not going to accept is y'all being disrespectful, not only to me, but to your fellow classmates. You may hear the AC in the background. I hope y'all able to hear this when I'm recording, but I'm gonna keep on keeping on. All of a sudden, all the animals want to come. The animals love me. But anywho, so I understand that people go through their things, and I'll be honest, I would tell the students if I'm not having a not so good day, I let them know then and there. If they're not having a not so good day, I tell them, let me know. I'm understandable of that. But what you're not going to do is come and give me an attitude, or come and dump that energy off on me, and I didn't do anything to you. Like, if you're not feeling well, if you handled something happened before you came to my class, I get it. I tell them, let me know, So we had that understanding. And every time when the children come into class, I would ask them, how was your day? And I let them vent a little bit, and then we going on about our business and going on about our day and do what we got to do. But there was certain situations where I didn't like. Their communication is key. If you don't communicate, it's like there was a divide between the other teachers and the connections teachers, and just certain grade levels complaining, and they are accommodating that grade level and making it hard for us, and things of that matter. Where I had to confront people where I had to get the principal involved a couple of times. Like, what you're not going to do is try me and be disrespectful. And I'm proud of myself, because usually I'll be going off. It's like the older I get, the more I mature. But anywho, there was a situation where a student lied on me. There was no parent contact, or there was no situation of me talking to the student. And I wasn't aware of this situation till one day I got blindsided. I'm up here teaching class. So I had my 8th grade class. I had my 8th grade class, and the substitute came and said I had a Zoom meeting. And I'm like, what a Zoom meeting? I said, I said, and I was giving a quiz. Mind you, I was giving a quiz that day to all my students. I was giving a quiz that day. So then 7th grade, which is my last grade of the day, they sent another substitute, said I got a Zoom meeting. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm looking, I said, let me check my email to see if I have a Zoom meeting or what have you not. I didn't see anything. So then I asked the substitute, who sent you? So the administrative assistant of the 8th grade principal, I chatted, because we got Microsoft Chat. I chatted with her like, what's going on? What is going on? So, and they said, what is going on? I chatted with her. She said, oh, you will have to talk to the main principal, the main principal over everyone, over the other principals, administrative assistant. So I chatted with her, and she said, the principal is coming down to your class. So the principal told me that a student said that I took her phone, and I said, this is what the student said I said, and I did not say that. And I don't even give referrals. But let me get to what the student said. The student told them that I said that she lucky she's black, that I didn't give a referral. I'm like, what? And when the principal told me that, I was shocked. It's like I had an out-of-body experience, and I was like, what? I was looking down, like, I remember myself like, what? I kept saying, what? And he was nervous. So I had a meeting with the HR downtown. So boom, 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 spring break comes. So I had a teacher evaluation by the 8th grade principal. So I'm like, usually she gives the evaluation notes or whatever. So I'm like, during spring break, I said, let me check. So I don't know how I came upon this situation. It was a letter in there saying that I had a meeting with the connections principal and with him. Oh my God. I was heated. I came to work or whatever, what have you not. And I already told the principal anyway that I was gonna resign. I told him, like, I was like, I'm just gonna resign. It was after that situation when that happened. I was on after spring. I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm over it. And this not only happened to me, it has happened to a lot of my fellow colleagues who work there too, and other teachers all around who I know work in different states. And that really hurt me. But later on, I sent the email and I tagged the superintendent of that cluster and let them know such and such that we never had this meeting, blah, blah, blah. So the principal chimed in and said, okay, we can meet. Oh, now we can meet, because I done sent the email and tagged the superintendent of that cluster. So I told him, this is what I told him. I said, you know what? I said, I would have loved if you came to me and told me about the situation. I said, I don't appreciate that. And I said, then you want to write me up? I said, I never got written up before at a job like this before. And I said, I did not tell that student that. I said, next time you will get a step. There are protocols that you take when you take a child's. You warn them. Next time, you're gonna email their parents and you're gonna get a step. If you just doing what you want to do, and that's the policy. So with that being said, I told him I didn't appreciate that situation, and you could have came to me. I said, I'm the type of person you should have came to me. I said, I come from a line of, I have educators, Sunday school teachers or whatever, just educators period in my family. Also, like I told him too, I have attorneys. And, I could have took legal action, but you know what I'm saying? I say, I'm not even going to waste my time. I didn't even get an email from the parent about the situation. And I was like, what? And I told him, I said, I don't appreciate that. I told him straight. He was like, well, I'm glad you came to me, because I'm going to keep it 100 with you. And that's just me. And I just hope he do better. I just hope he do better as a principal with a lot of situations, because there was other things happen as well that I'll probably talk about later. It just was so much going on. It's just communication. When you have bad communication, on the job, especially as an administrator. Now, mind you, there are 3 administrators. The 8th grade administrator didn't come to me. My connections administrator didn't come to me. And it took the main principal to come to me. I didn't get an email or nothing. I understand you don't want to, sometimes principals beat around, they beat around the bush, or they just don't want to deal with it because, I don't want to deal with this. I'm not going to say nothing. And I'm like, what? But you know what it is? After I left my last day, because there's other stuff that I did that I prayed about, and it just was that was a sign to know that it's my time to go anyway. God have other things for me in store, and I'll keep in touch with y'all on that. But for that situation right there, that really put the icing on the doggone cake. And I was like, you know what, I'm done. And thank God for my co-workers who had, that we always vent about things. My lunch bunch, shout out to them. And just for the encouragement and the help they have given me, the time. A lot of the students didn't want me to leave. A lot of the some of my colleagues didn't want me to leave, but I said no. That's it. I'm done. If it's still like this and there's no communication, and children just lie on teachers and get away with it. Not only getting away with it, it's just a whole lot. And that's all I have to say. My time is up, and I hope y'all have a great evening or a great day wherever you are at. And remember to always stay amazing. Bye.